such an asshole.
Hi, Aaron. Don't keep me anonymous other than my name because I think there are many men in the same situation. I'm requesting your advice because I want to find the best place in the United States to live based on my likes and dislikes. I'm a 29-year-old journeyman plumber working out of Oklahoma. I will be taking my contractor's license test in Oklahoma in July of 2025 so that I can start a plumbing business. Once I get this license, I could go to any state and get a plumbing license in any state by sending in paperwork and passing the plumbing test. I'm a single white male. Oh, shame, sir. I have no kids and have never been married. I took your advice and got a vasectomy at 26 years old. I have over 600,000 in liquid cash. That's amazing how that happens. You don't have kids you can't afford, and then the money piles up. Wonder if there's something to that. Oh, well. ETFs on the stock exchange that I plan on using to invest and growing my plumbing business, purchasing machinery, buying land and build a home like you did in whatever state allows for the best quality of life. So they're going to get 600,000 invested, using to invest, grow plumbing business, purchase machinery, buy land. Should be able to do that with that. I'm interested in moving to a place with a relatively large metro population, 400,000 plus people with close access to nice trail systems for hiking and biking. I'm interested in either Nevada, Utah, Arizona, or New Mexico. I really enjoy mountainous places with high elevation, but not too much snow or too much cold, which is why I was thinking Albuquerque. That's immediately where my mind went to. Because the problem is you want 400,000 plus people, and I'm going to assume you meet in a large metro area, because depending on how the city draws their map, like the Twin Cities has a population of the area of like 2.5 million, but Minneapolis, St. Paul, I don't think either of them are more than 400,000 people. But the area is that. And I'm thinking about the Southwest. You either get multi-million populated metros or maybe 100,000, 200,000 max. There's not a 400,000 city that comes to mind. The only one that really sprung to mind was Albuquerque. So we'll continue on. Also, I have had the best luck dating with Latinas compared to any other demographic of girl, and there are a lot of Latinas in New Mexico. Well, that entire Southwest American area, you're going to run into a lot of Latinas. Based on those states, can you give me advice on what city, state, or region would allow for the best quality of life and earning potential? P.S. I have visited the Southeast, including Florida, South Carolina, Texas, Tennessee, etc. I have no interest in moving there. Thank you, Greg. Yeah, you're going to be a desert boy. Nothing wrong with the desert. I like the desert. All right. Let us do this. Let's pull up, go to the mappy map, and I'm just going to go and we're going to meander. And I'm going to tell you now, a lot of these towns are not going to be 400,000. The area around it might get to 400,000, but it's very unlikely going to be 400,000. Zoom out a little bit more. There we go. That's a better map. Okay. Starting in New Mexico, I think, yeah, the only town that's going to have the population you need is Albuquerque. I like Albuquerque. There's high crime, but I still like it. There's not a ton of hiking. There's Sandia Mountain, which is to the east side of Albuquerque, but then you're going to have to go up into the Enchanted Circle, basically the southern end of the Rocky Mountains up by Taos and Santa Fe, which is only an hour away. So that's there. But yeah, New Mexico, there's not much else. Now, did you mention Colorado? You want Nevada, Utah, Arizona, or New Mexico. If you're okay with southern, what's the population of Durango? Durango, Colorado. Yeah, I know it's not. I doubt. Yeah, not Durango. Let's try Grand Junction. I know he didn't mention Colorado, but Grand Junction might be a town to consider because it's right on the border between that and Utah, and it's on the Moab side. So Moab, you want hiking? You want hiking? Grand Junction is a damn fine town for that. I would I know Colorado wasn't on your list, but while you meander through Utah, I'd strongly recommend you check out Grand Junction. All right, so we did New Mexico, we did Colorado. Uh, no, let's close out of that. All right. Now, then we got the Salt Lake area. Okay, Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City only has 200,000, but the area, metro population 1.2 million. Right. So along the interstate, what is that? 15? Yeah. Along Interstate 15, you could live downtown Salt Lake City. That might be too much. But if you go south to Provo, which is a nice town, and you live on the southern end, that might get you equivalent to what you're looking for. You go to the north side to Ogden, that might be another thing. But just so you know, the further north you go, the more cold it's going to be getting. And I'd say by the time you're in Provo, you're really not in the desert anymore. It's starting to like, what's the average temperatures in Provo? Yeah, warm summers, obviously. Yeah, it's not bad. Average low of 24, average high of 41 in December. Same for January. So they're mild winters, but it ain't Phoenix. You're not going to be wearing your shorts for a couple months there in Provo every year. So that's something to consider. Now, Moab is not big enough. Price isn't big enough. All right, then we got one of my favorite towns, St. George. Now, St. George is also, I think, only 100,000, but you factor in the area, and it's a large area. All right. Cedar City is a good 50 minutes away. Santa Clara, the suburbs, it's slowly making its way to 400,000, but it still isn't 400,000, not even the area. But that's something I would consider looking at as well. I mean, there's just not going to, this would be real quick reconnaissance. You'll be able to hit a lot of them in like 2 days if you're just driving through. So we got Albuquerque, you got Grand Junction, Salt Lake City adjacent or burbs, St. George, and now we're in Nevada. Let's go Nevada. Now, Nevada, kind of the same thing. There's only 2 areas that have more than 400,000. That's Reno and Las Vegas. Las Vegas is way bigger than what you're looking for. Reno is going to be a must there. I would take a look at Reno. Reno's kind of a shitty town, like Reno proper, but like any other major quote metro, there's other places you can live that are fine. And then you are right across the state line to Lake Tahoe, where there's some gorgeous hiking, tons of hiking. So you live in Nevada, where the non-street shitters are, and you visit California and not pay their stupid fucking taxes. So, I mean, Atham lives up over in the Lake Tahoe area, and we've been out to Truckee and was it State Line and did Lake Tahoe. Oh, just a ton of hikes, ton of hiking out in that area. And that's one I would definitely consider as well. It's not, it's warmer than Michigan, but it's not as warm as Las Vegas. But right now Las Vegas has super high temperatures. I guess record breaking. I always say record breaking temperatures. I'm like, yeah, what for the past 10 years because you got to promote global warming. But Reno would definitely be one to check out. There's nothing else in Nevada. Okay, so we did New Mexico. We did a little bit of Colorado. We did Utah. We've done Nevada. Now let's go to Arizona. Phoenix. way overpopulated. You're probably not going to like it. I would look at the Prescott area. The Prescott Valley's got around 250,000, 300,000. Again, the towns are pretty far apart, but if you headquarter in Prescott, you can make it to the other satellite towns in there. Flagstaff, I don't think they're more than 100,000. Yeah, 75,000. You could do Flagstaff, Sedona. It's that, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's economic and historical reasons. We don't have a lot of 400,000, 500,000 population centers in the American South. Well, it's either really big or really nothing. But Flagstaff would be about your only other one. Tucson, and now just so you know, Flagstaff, Prescott, great hiking all over the place. Phoenix has good hiking, but I don't know if you want to live in a place that I definitely would check out Prescott. Definitely check out the Prescott area. Yeah, there just isn't a lot of towns. What's Tucson? Tucson's got over 500,000. That fits your bill. That's the closest one that fits your population bill. The problem with Tucson is that there's good hiking immediately in the area. And then if you get bored of the handful of hikes that are out there, you're looking at least 3 hours drive to get some other kind of hiking. And yeah, it gets hot down there. Very hot. So yeah, I like Tucson. I've always had a good time in Tucson, but I'm pretty sure I would never live there. Uh, it's just not, it's not close to the hiking. It really isn't. And that's about it. That you could do this reconnaissance in probably easily a week. Be a big long ass drive, but you could do it easily within a week. But I'd say out of the ones I'd be looking for, the ones I'd be partial to, I think Reno would probably be the best one. No state income taxes. You're right up there across the Sierra Nevada, Lake Tahoe. It's a big enough town and it's enjoyable. St. George would be a very close second because it's just absolutely gorgeous hiking. May not be big enough for you. God, it'd be a real close tie for third between Albuquerque. Um, Albuquerque, Grand Junction. What was the other one? Prescott. Which one? I'd probably do Grand Junction. It's not the population you want, but it's close to Moab. And that's just going to be some, dude, that's tits hiking, man. You could go to the Rockies if you want to do snow-capped peaks. You can go to the canyons, the best canyons of Utah, and outreach direction. I'd be real, that's me personally, but then perhaps more functionally, Albuquerque or Prescott. Yeah, that's what I do. There you go. All right, link below for those of you similar questions. Where do I live? Reconnaissance Man. That's linked below, and a link to my course, which is open for enrollment now over on Teachable, is Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice. We got one super chat. Hey, speaking of which, I'm not going to steal your wenches. Frank is the guardian of the Prescott Valley. You have to go past his Gen X ass. He said he doesn't like people in his neighborhood. But now Frank, he's in the Prescott Valley, but he's even thinking of moving to St. George, Utah. I wish he would, because I'm sick and tired of having to travel to Utah and get lodging. If Frank would kindly just buy a $4.5 million house with an infinity pool overlooking the mountains and the valleys, me and our other hiking buddy could go there and not pay for hotels. But Frank doesn't have his priorities right. And just so you know, Frank is a big adventurer of the American. He's probably more of an expert on the Southwest than I am. And even he's thinking about going to St. George, Utah. So, I mean, I would really, like I said, it's a very close second. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys later, Toodles.